I'm sorry. Give me the case number and the name for the parties that we didn't have on the 10 o'clock.
Yes, ma'am. One moment, please.
Hello, hello, hello. Thanks as usual to Alyssa and Zach. We've got a couple soft sits with Judge Hayward. What could be better? I haven't seen it. I know it's good.
Okay, the case number is 2024 CV 02221. And the parties are Ebony Milner Tribe as petitioner and the Federal National Mortgage Association as the respondent. And I also sent you a chat with a little bit of additional information.
Okay. All right. So Miss Ebony Milner is present. Also the Mr. Brown, who's on here on behalf of Federal National Mortgage Association. Mr. Brown, Ms. Milner, is my understanding that this was heard in magistrate court and this is a request for appeal. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Right.
This is a petition for review from a dispossessory judgment. She was a tenant at sufferance post foreclosure.
E-Bone of the family Milner is fantastic. It is fantastic. That's good stuff.
Okay. All right. So Ms. Milner, tell me what's going on.
Judge, well, this is a case of land rights, tribal law, and treaties.
No, ma'am. No.
And I would just like to say that I'm a tribal member, part of the Cash Box Trust Tribe.
No, ma'am.
Governments.
No, ma'am. We're not doing that.
And American Indian landowner.
No, ma'am. So we're not doing all that. So this is a simple eviction. So you can tell me how much was owed, how much you paid, whether there's anything to that allowed you to stay in the property, or whether there's money owed to you. I don't do the whole trust, tribe, all of that, because that's not what we do.
Well, that's
which is number one.
Is in regards to.
Well, then, ma'am, that's not what we're doing here. I would either have to transfer you to a tribal court, which I don't know if one exists for you, or for superior court, because this involves a foreclosure. Essentially, he bought the house through a foreclosure. You were a tenant in the house at the time, or you owned the house and he bought it under the foreclosure. And then it was whether you get to stay in the house and pay rent or whether you're going to be evicted. Am I clear, Mr. Brown?
Yes, Your Honor. And
right. Because I don't deal with I went to law school for 3 years, have practiced law for over 30 years, have been a judge for over 12 years. I don't do the trust stuff because that's some arcane, esoteric stuff that you all believe that we don't follow here in the judicial system.
I understand. Well, I would also like to say that I'm not here to handle any of my private affairs in the public.
Okay, so I'm not sure what that means. You asked for the appeal.
Yes, and as I was stating, I'm a tribal member, part of the Cash.
You got your private affairs on Law Talk with Mike now. It's all good.
Box Trust Tribe, and also an Indian American landowner. So this case is in regards to trust and tribal land.
So the property, the foreclosure is on a house on tribal land.
Correct.
Which tribe?
I'm sorry?
Which tribe?
The Ebony Milner tribe.
No, sir. I don't know of that tribe, ma'am. So we even
yes, and all the documentation had been put on file as well.
Okay.
Post foreclosure.
I got all that, but here's the thing. So I'm gonna explain one more time. Whoever's in the background or their Miller tribe, not sure who that is. I'm gonna have to meet them. You're the one who's listed on you're the one who's listed on this case. So I can't hear from all of that. So here's the thing. Like I said, I've explained to you that if somebody purchases a home through foreclosure, then the people who are who were owners of the home or buying the home have two options. They can leave or they can be treated as tenants in the home. And in this case, it appears that Mr. Brown's client sought to evict you, and now you are asking for a review of that. So in my role in this court, I can go through the case as if it was never heard in magistrate court. But what I will tell you is I'm going to ask very specific questions. I'm going to follow the law under the state of Georgia with respect to landlord tenant. And if you're not able to provide me that information, then I'm going to determine that you're not able to prosecute the case in the way that it needs to be, and I'll dismiss it for want of prosecution.
Well, again, American tribal landowner, so
Okay.
those laws
No,
that you
ma'am.
may speak of don't
No.
apply to me.
No. Well, then, okay, I'm going to dismiss your appeal for want of prosecution. The court does not have jurisdiction over American tribal land, nor is there a designation of this property being a tribal land. So at this point, the court is going to dismiss this for want of prosecution. Thank you. All right, next.
May I be excused, Your Honor? Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
All right, so I'm going to go back to the 11 o'clock calendar.
Why are you unnecessarily wasting the judicial time of this court?
That is off-state vehicle and property versus UCL International. Case is LaTanya Denise Turner versus Brian K. Widener, State of Georgia.
Same call.
Salah Holdings, Delphine Gresham, and Larry W. Johnson. All right, is there Ms. Turner, LaTanya Denise Turner?
Yes, I'm the attorney, in fact, on behalf of the principal, who is the resident agent. I have also already submitted forms appointing the judge over this matter to administrate on behalf of the principal. And I also submitted the rest of my entries on records. Now, with that being said, the Form 56 appointed judge.
I think this subset was first in the call. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Both of these subsets were on her call today. Oh, good Lord. I was, to be honest, out on Flamingo Patrol and unable to get to it immediately, but here's my gap. Here's my window to do it, and I'm glad I got it.
Turner, I got to see you first.
Okay. I'm trying to, there I go.
Okay, there you are. All right, so
Okay.
Ms. Turner, very quickly. I've reviewed the information that you provided. First of all, you're suing with respect to a foreclosure, which is a situation that involves land and a determination of ownership with respect to land. That is not my jurisdiction. I'm in state court. State court does not have jurisdiction over determinations of land. We deal with dispossessories, which is a temporary situation with respect to land, the allowing someone to use your land in exchange for rent or your property in exchange for rent. But we do not deal with whether a foreclosure is proper. So in this case, this court is going to have to transfer your case to the Superior Court of Clayton County, depending on whether this is Clayton County that's involved. And so I see you're suing the state of Georgia. Not sure how they're involved. Not sure how any of these parties are really have an interest in this case. But with respect to the jurisdiction for foreclosures, that is not what I do. Okay. All right. Is there anyone else here on behalf of any of the other parties who either disagree with what I've said or who have anything that they would like to put on the record?
So, Your Honor, this is Larry Johnson. I represent Brian Widener as well as myself. I just want to point out to the court, this was initially filed and I was not named.
Okay.
And after I filed an answer on behalf of Mr. Widener, the plaintiff just stuck my name and added it to it without a court order. And at that point in time, she needed a court order. So I'm not personally, I mean, I'm only in this case because I filed an answer for Mr. Widener.
Intended to name me too. So Ms. Turner, I know you have a set of beliefs about how the law works, but the way we do it here is just because somebody files on behalf of another person, everybody's entitled to have an attorney represent them. And so you can't then sue the attorney for giving them a defense. So everybody who comes into the case doesn't get sued individually. Like there are people who are responsible allegedly for what you are contending happened, but then there are other people who they choose to hire to help them navigate the case. For the people who are navigating the case and for the judges who are dealing with the case, you don't get to sue them because they don't have an interest in at that level. They're just trying to help the other person navigate the case, okay?
Could I get finished recording my interest on record?
No, ma'am. You've done that. You're the plaintiff.
Okay. Well, Judge, I would like to record my interest on record.
I'm not sure what that
You just asked that 10 seconds ago. She said no. What part of no do you not understand?
means, ma'am.
I'm the attorney of fact on behalf of the principal, who is the registered agent. I already
Okay.
submitted the Form 56 upon you over the matter to
Okay,
administration
I
on
don't-
behalf of our principal.
Ms. Turner, nobody gets to appoint me over the case. I'm already appointed to whatever's assigned to me through the clerk's office.
I appointed you through my for my trustee, and Your Honor, I would like to add also to the case and ask you a question.
No, ma'am.
Yes or no?
The question that I'm not going to answer any questions because this is not my jurisdiction. I'm going to transfer the case to Superior Court and let them sort it out because land use and land and interest in land is under the jurisdiction of the Superior Court. Okay, so we'll get you an order.
Typical soft sit. When they actually have a good jurisdiction argument, they don't know enough to make it. Oh, it's good stuff. It'll be just as stupid at the next court, I assure you.
We'll also dismiss Mr. Larry Johnson from the case pending whatever the Superior Court decides because he's only here to represent the defendant, which the defendant has a right to hire an attorney to represent them, and that attorney doesn't deserve to be sued because they are helping somebody defend themselves.
This case is also in the federal court also.
Okay, then if it's in federal court, then it probably doesn't need to be here also. You shouldn't have a case running in two different courts at the same time. Okay, that's just going to cause confusion. And you're not going to achieve what it is you wish to achieve.
Okay, Your Honor, I know this court has no jurisdiction per 12 CFR 1500. And also, is there or should there be an investment in private residential property in the United States? Or is deposit?
That is a question bigger than any of us can handle. People can invest in whatever they spend their money on. So at this point, I think that you're going a little bit too far afield. Like I said, we're going to go ahead and transfer this case to Superior Court, and my brother or sister judges on Superior Court will help you sort out what it is going on. Okay. All righty. So we'll go ahead and get an answer out to all of you. Get an order out to all of you transferring this case to Superior Court. But just as an aside, Miss Turner, everybody who comes in as a representative of somebody else, if they're an attorney, don't sue them because it just makes the case harder to get through. Okay, if you want to achieve something with respect to finding out what happened with your foreclosure, don't keep adding people to the
Your Honor, in this executive branch of law, I have a right to sue the attorney, anyone else involved.
Miss Turner,
in this executive branch, I do have a right to sue them and anyone else involved.
It's nonsense. None of what you're saying makes sense. None of what Miss Turner,
it's federal law.
Miss Turner, we're not in federal court. None of what you're saying makes sense. You haven't established an estate. There's no trustee. You're giving us word salad. You're just saying stuff that you've read or somebody told you was appropriate. It's essentially called a sovereign citizen, but
no, it's not a sovereign. It's not. I'm not.
Yes. Whether you know it or not, you are a sovereign citizen. A sovereign citizen is someone who spouts this nonsense. That's what it is. And that's what you are.
A sovereign
If
citizen.
those things
Don't,
work,
that, don't
ma'am,
put,
everybody would
don't
use
put that
those.
on me. I'm not a sovereign citizen.
Turner, you've
I'm putting it on you. And so is anybody else who's ever seen this stuff and has a brain.
made statements that sovereigns use. And so I'm
I have my
telling you,
trust set up, and
okay,
I'm not a sovereign citizen.
yes, ma'am.
I am a person working in my trust,
Okay, if you
not a
said,
sovereign citizen.
all right,
That's
mister.
against the law.
Okay,
I'm not a sovereign citizen. So I have my trust set up
okay.
in a way that it's working for me.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. She's working in her trust in a way that's working for her. Nope, she's still a sovereign citizen.
And I have it set up.
Okay,
And that's what I'm working on, my trust.
okay. All right, so we'll get that order out. Thank you. You're free to go at this time.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ah, well, there you have it. That was absolutely fantastic. 2 sovereign citizens, 1 call. I don't know what to call it. Maybe that. Who knows? Thank you, Alyssa. Thank you, Zach. Zach sent me one of them. Alyssa sent me timestamps for both of them. And I got to put that together, which is pretty darn good under the circumstances. I'm having a lot of fun doing dad stuff. Behaving myself for once. I am, in fact. Thanks for coming out. I'll see y'all soon.